Welcome to The Explainer. We're the show that takes on complex topics and transforms them into clear, dynamic presentations.
All right, today we are diving into a part of the business everyone knows, or at least thinks they know, human resources. Is HR really just about paperwork and payroll? You know, the bureaucratic stuff? Or has it evolved into something much more powerful? Maybe even a strategic powerhouse? That's what we're going to deconstruct today. So here's our plan. We're going to trace HR's journey from its administrative past to its role as a strategic architect. We'll break down its core functions, like the talent lifecycle and the other essential stuff, and then we'll look ahead to see where it's all going.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. To really get what HR is today, you have to understand where it came from. Its evolution from a back-office function to a boardroom necessity is, well, it's pretty remarkable.
I mean, just look at this timeline. In the 70s, it was called personnel, and it was all about keeping records. Fast forward to the 2020s, and we're talking about HR as a change champion, literally leading the charge on big, company-wide transformations. That is a massive shift in just a few decades.
And this quote from the 70s, it just says it all. The perception was that HR folks were just drones creating paperwork. Ouch. That image could not be more different from the reality of today, where HR is expected to be a key driver of growth and innovation.
This whole new way of thinking eventually got a name: Strategic Human Resource Management, or SHRM. It sounds kind of academic, but the idea behind it is simple and powerful. Your people are not a cost. They are the single biggest driver of your competitive advantage, period.
So you can really think of modern HR as having two faces. There's the transactional side, payroll, weekly reports, the essential business-as-usual stuff that keeps the lights on. But then there's the transformational side, driving organizational change, shaping culture, and aligning everything with the big-picture business strategy. Both are crucial.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The core engine of what HR does day in and day out really revolves around managing the complete journey an employee takes with an organization.
And we can break that journey down into these 5 stages. It starts with attracting and recruiting someone, getting them onboarded, helping them develop, working to retain them, and eventually managing their separation. HR has critical work to do at every single step.
Let's start at stage 1, attraction and recruitment. This is all about getting the right people in the door. And it's more than just posting a job opening. It's careful planning and building a powerful employer brand. And get this, having an excellent brand means you get 50% more qualified applicants. That's a huge advantage right from the start.
Okay, so once you have great people, the focus shifts to helping them grow. That's stage 3, development. This is all about performance management, learning, and carving out clear career paths. And smart companies are moving away from old-school reviews. Take the BBC. They totally overhauled their system to focus on meaningful, quality conversations instead of just ticking boxes on an appraisal form.
Now, stage 4, retention. This is a big one. Keeping your top talent is just as important as finding them, and it's not just about the paycheck anymore. It's about total rewards, recognition, and creating a healthy culture. A great example is KPMG US, which boosted its benefits with things like caregiver leave, all to improve employee well-being and keep their people happy.
Okay, now let's talk about the less visible, but absolutely critical side of HR. These are the functions that form the bedrock of the organization, the stuff that keeps everyone safe and the company out of trouble.
These bedrock functions are like the foundation of a house. You don't always see them, but if they're not solid, the whole structure is at risk. We're talking about health and safety, labor law compliance, and just managing all the essential administrative work that makes a company run smoothly.
And compliance is a massive responsibility. HR professionals have to be experts in this incredibly complex web of laws, from Title VII on civil rights to OSHA on safety. Getting this wrong can lead to very, very expensive legal problems.
So, as HR has stepped up strategically, its role has morphed into something new. It's no longer just a support function. It's now an enterprise-wide change champion.
The pandemic was a real wake-up call, and it accelerated this major shift in focus. It became painfully clear that being efficient wasn't enough. The new goal is resilience, building an organization that can absorb shocks and bounce back from any disruption thrown its way.
And this shift means HR's responsibility has broadened too. It's not just about employees anymore. Modern HR has to take a 360-degree view, considering the impact on everyone, from business partners and customers to investors and even society at large.
Finally, let's look ahead. What's next for HR?
Let's peek into the future and see what trends are going to be reshaping the world of work in 2026 and beyond.
The data points to three massive forces at play. First, hybrid work isn't just a trend, it's becoming the norm. Second, the investment in diversity, equity, and inclusion is absolutely exploding. And third, generative AI is poised to completely change the game in HR. But what's really interesting is the human element that's driving all this change. Take this number. 81% of employees are actively looking for companies that prioritize their mental well-being. People are demanding more, and that's forcing businesses to adapt.
So, to navigate this new landscape, HR is building a whole new toolkit. It's a fascinating mix of high-tech, like AI and predictive analytics, and high-touch, like human-centric leadership, empathy, and a deeper commitment to DEI. The future belongs to those who can master both.
So there you have it. We've seen HR's incredible journey, from being seen as administrators to becoming the strategic architects who are literally designing the future of how we all work. And this leaves us with one final big question to think about. As technology and AI get better and better at handling the resources part of human resources, what is our role in amplifying the human part? That's the challenge and the incredible opportunity for HR leaders everywhere.